good. Got up this morning, did a little run. You know.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm sleepy. I'm feeling great. I'm happy that I built myself up to, do the little mile. Pretty cake-like. So, you came in the house, I kept running. Well, we don't gotta go into that. We don't gotta go into that. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm blessed.
Your hair's growing? What's up? Braid game pretty soon?
Maybe.
Maybe? All right.
Embracing the natural.
I like it. I like it, brother. I like it.
Today we go by a special guest. Do us a favor and introduce yourself, my brother.
All right, what's going on, party people? It's Daniel J. Watson here in the mix, hailing from Winston-Salem, Trayville, if you don't know.
Okay,
yeah, if you didn't know, man. I think I'm gonna change the title of the show.
Okay, today.
Yeah,
all right, what you got?
With Dan and Danny. And Danny.
Okay, for sure.
Danny.
Alright, I like that.
I want to see where he's going. What's the next? How does it go? Okay, all right. I just want to see where you go. If you thought it out or if you just winging it. Okay, we'll flush it out later.
On the fly.
All right, can you give us one fun fact about yourself?
One fun fact. Let's see. So I'm gonna give you two. So I do go by Danny. But my full name is Daniel J. Watson. A lot of people think the J stands for Joseph or Jacob or Jezebel, whatever it is. So I've got number four. But it's really just the letter J, so I have like the middle initial, so there's no like dot or anything. It's just
so when you spell like your middle name is just J?
Just the letter J.
Not even the AY?
No.
That's crazy.
So it's just that.
That's kind of distinguished though.
It's different.
Can I say something? Like it's totally like off that sort of, but my name, my initials Daniel J too.
Okay.
Wow. Look at the universe.
It's James.
Okay.
But for whatever, and in hindsight, looking back at this, especially if you guys go look at his Instagram now, it's horrible. But at that time, and I blame my mother too. I mean, she gave me birth. But she used to love Jaheim. So I thought Jaheim was a cooler middle name than James. So when girls used to ask you, I was probably like third grade. When girls used, that's when he was popping. He was putting that woman first. He was popping. Jaheim had a run. Don't do that. He had a couple. Give him about three. He feature on that. Come on and go with me. Hey, who girl? Yeah. That was it. That's all. Give him a credit. So
okay.
See, so I was in that bag. I was trying to be Daniel Jaheim. So I got that off.
You was capping for the
I was absolutely, man. Absolutely. I thought it sounded cooler to my mom.
Jaheim.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Sounded more ethnic. I want some flavor. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted some flavor. So, alright, that's my Daniel J story.
Cool. I think y'all get a second fun fact. I guess we'll get into it. So back home in Winston, my dad is known as the Peanut Man. Okay, so literally he's like a walk-in vending machine. We also have like a standalone store called the Peanut House, like a walk-in shack.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that's kind of where the lemonade comes from. But fun fact, I'm actually allergic to hazelnuts. And then it's like a different kind. So hazelnuts, walnuts, and Nutella, because Nutella has traces of hazelnuts in it. But my dad's the Peanut Man, so.
How did that impact the journey of fall? Did you just like, all right, you stay over here while I...
Right, so it's not like severe or anything, but I just try to stay away from them.
So does he have like a farm or?
No, so like shipped in.
Okay.
So the business goes back like 40 years. So that's like my grandfather's business.
Wow.
So yeah, that's all I grew up knowing. So growing up, you might have had a job at Walmart,
Walmart,
TJ Maxx, Shoe Carnival when I was
Roses.
Roses. Work at Roses.
First of all, don't shame.
Don't shame. How did you even get hired? Right. You must have said, "Oh, this Daniel Jaheim."
Listen, hey, I was in there for 15 months trapping, bro. I got paid $350.
Trapping Roses.
Wait, no, like that.
Jaheim,
right?
What's going on, man? So I did Jaheim every day sell drugs? Is that what you're saying?
you said trapping.
What's your definition? Can we talk communication?
He was in the back sweeping, singing Jaheim.
Trap
woman first.
Exactly. That's it. So if I can finish, I'm not going to discuss what my other coworkers did in their free time. I may or may not have a coworker who changed cars every week. May or may not. But all I know is Miss Maynard was paying me $350 every 2 weeks. I was getting $700 a month, and I felt pretty good as a 16-year-old.
Okay.
That's my story, though. At Roses. It was called Treasure Mart in Fayetteville. Until they ran out of money and then switched it back to roses. They're owned by roses.
Yeah, that's funny.
So back to the family business. I gotta know more
Yeah,
about this.
yeah, true. Yeah, so growing up, you want to have a job at like all these different places. I was packaging cashews and almonds and pistachios and bags.
Beginning at what age would you say?
I would say definitely elementary school. So like third, fourth grade. So that's when I first learned, like the value of the dollar bill. So my dad, self-employed. My mom, she worked at City Hall. So growing up, I got to see both sides of it, but I was definitely with I'm trying to be my own boss. You know what I'm saying? So like our motto growing up is Watson's never quit. So whatever you're doing, you can't quit on it. You know what I'm saying? But I used to hate waking up Saturday mornings. Smelling peanuts. So the lemonade, the best lemonade on the face of the planet, whipping lemonades. It's only like a handful of people that actually know how to make the recipe. So unless you're like
family recipe.
Can
you sort of break it down? So I don't know if the people,
you
might not be. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or
Sweet Life Lemonade.
Pod, but it's called Sweet Life Lemonade. The IG is Sweet Life Lemonade. So self-explanatory.
like that.
Tell us about the origin of the recipe and then let's taste it.
What your business is and all that.
Yeah, so like I said, growing up, people would go crazy over this lemonade in Winston-Salem. So we're literally like local, like celebrities, like back home.
Your mom started?
No, so it's, my dad. So it's all Watson, like that side of the family.
Got it.
So in college at University of Charlotte, the greatest school on the face of the planet, no disrespect to y'all. So
fair. I mean, I'll let you.
You can major in a great life at one day.
I like that. Coming up like sophomore, junior year, I would bring lemonade back, back to the school, like let my friends try it. Like, this is dope. You should start selling it. So I wasn't even thinking about it. I've been around it my whole life. So it wasn't until I graduated, a year after I graduated, I brought Sweet Life Lemonade to Charlotte, North Carolina. But I told my dad, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it my way. So back home, it's just called the Peanut Man, and then it's just we sell just homemade lemonade.
Yeah.
Does he have a name for it there, or
no? So it's just lemonade. It's like homemade lemonade. That's associated with the Peanut Man.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I said when I'm bringing it to Charlotte, I'm going to, market it as, okay, this is the all-purpose lemonade. So you can take it to the picnic or you can take it to the pregame. So it's not alcoholic, but it mixes extremely well with your favorite brown, white, whatever you're into.
I like that.
So I would go crown first if you're gonna try that. Go crown if you're gonna mix it. But I
like royalty. Let's taste it. Let's see. Sweet Life Lemonade.
Look like your seal was already broke. You took that off for easy, buddy.
Definitely perfect.
Loud look at Danny taste testing.
It's good. It's really good.
And I guarantee you, man, it kind of goes back to the American Gangster, one of my favorite movies. So, of course, they was trapping drugs, but we trapping lemonade.
And it's not overly sweet either.
So, all right. So, can I give my review?
Yeah.
Oh, I need nothing.
It's not overly sweet. It's balanced.
I think that's the one word I go with. Balance, it's not too sweet, but when you think of something not sweet, you think, okay, it must be sugar-free, bitter, nasty aftertaste. No, like this is, I don't know how y'all got this balance, but literally it's like y'all put the exact amount of everything in this. It's good.
Shout out Sweet Life Lemonade.
Sweet Life Lemonade. Make sure y'all follow us on the IG at Sweet Life Lemonade. Straight like that, man. You can catch us.
Just relaxing too. I don't know if it got some sort of something in it. Maybe I'm sleeping. I feel. Hey. We're gonna be cheesy.
I'm telling you.
Nah, I feel at home. Sweet Life Lemonade. Feel at home.
Yeah, make you feel at home, man. But so the slogan is it's like that. So man, it's literally all purpose.
I like
free game, picnic, birthday party, whatever it is you got.
And you can purchase this from IG too.
Yeah, you can.
Is it packaged?
We do deliveries. That's pretty much how we get down. You can come pick it up from our apartment, or we can come out and meet you. We do delivery fees. We run every single weekend. Basically, really just follow us, and that's how you figure out the different hours for each weekend. So it's pretty much Thursday through Sunday. We can do special occasions. We cater and all that good stuff. So
Are you gonna branch out, have any additional like a raspberry?
People have been asking about that. We did do strawberry for like a month. I believe like last October to try it out. It didn't have like the same pop to it, but it's still, we wanted to try it out. But I think last week we did a pop-up shop. The guy got us actually, if I can't see the guy got us in the back of the back of the laptop. Good people. Shout out to my man Joey and Connie Bravo.
Shout out to God guys.
Shout out to God guys, cause God he does. He does. So yeah, we did. You know, with everything going on with COVID, we did the pull up instead of the pop up. So kind of like the pull up drive through on the on the scheme of fast food restaurant. Come through, get you some apparel. We had Little Cakes Matter out there. That's one of my other friends from University of Charlotte. But yeah, so we actually, I'm trying to figure out where I was going with that. What was
different flavors.
Different flavors. So yeah, a dude told me, he was like, you should try kiwi.
Yeah, that's
I
different.
was like,
That's different.
He said kiwi, he said guava. I was like,
Yeah.
See, I'm a mango man myself. So
I like mango.
I mean, I would buy all of it. You know what I'm
It
saying?
sounds good.
Blueberry,
It
all
sounds good.
every apple.
It sounds good.
Apple juice.
Pear.
So yeah, but I think, this is the recipe that's lasted the test of time.
I was about to say, like, was it I don't know if this word is correct. Was it like a strategy to this into the ingredients to make this that can be like transferable to different flavors or different juices, or is it literally like that touch that over time you maybe can figure out a similar formula for another flavor or a drink?
Right. So I think that would go back like in the lab. We have to test it and figure it out.
Who created your grandfather?
Yes. Yeah. So that goes back 40 years.
Wow. So your grandfather was the original peanut man.
Yes, the original peanut man. Passed down to my father. And in a
Since you
sense,
was allergic, you didn't want to. That's a nice excuse. That's a nice cop out.
So
I don't want to do this. Why not? I'm allergic. Okay.
So what's gonna happen with the business though? If you don't take it over.
Right. So that's something I'm
Like,
like.
so go ahead and have a son.
That's
You got to start now though.
That's what I've thought about for a long time. I was like, damn, this shit might end with me.
Oh.
But that's like something big on that was always like, if it's not something that you want to do, we can talk about things. But I think the biggest thing for him is, when my grandfather passed it down to my dad, he was like, you're always gonna have a stream of income, so you don't have to depend on anybody else.
Yeah.
You don't have to go somewhere to get a job, and you can build this up.
I think.
Just before, not meaning to cut you off, but you don't hear a lot of stories about black families where businesses are passed down like that, and I just want to salute your family for doing that, because I feel like that's the way it should be, especially amongst us, because you don't want to have to second job to try to get a job in corporate America, not be yourself. You got your grandfather that built up this empire, really, that you can work for and not have to. You can just be yourself, do whatever you want, and you always got this money. So
I low key, I know we interviewing you, but low key, like I want to interview your grandfather, your mom. I want to talk to them and see like their mindset, because even I'm thinking, this living single pod, and I feel like a lot of people have the misconception that we focus only on relationships and stuff like that, and there's so much more. But to that aspect, it's like your mom, when she got with your dad, was it because she saw something in him? Like, where was he at when she got with him? Like, to make her believe, because she does what she does. Like, what was that dynamic like to support him, to help him, and him support her? Like, that to me is interesting, because they had to figure that out before they could even create you. And then once they create you, they had to figure out more stuff to sort of give you that mind. So you'll be correct when you did peanuts or this or whatever the case may be. So, like, it's a web. It's a web for sure. And I think it's interesting, because when we talk about black families, I know like Danny and myself is like, that's what we aspire to do. Like one day we want to tell this story, how like, okay, our wife does this. We got
to be grandfather.
Yeah, we trying to be granddad.
I'm still passed down.
Yeah, we trying to be granddad. So
that could show me thinking about on the Breakfast Club when Damon Dash was up there. My son has cookies.
Yeah.
That's how I want to be. Like, yeah, welcome my son, man. Buy cookies, shit.
Exactly.
That's so dope. And even like the peanuts, like if it goes to somebody else, I feel like it's staying in the family, but like this can be your peanut. Like, so your grandson, it started with my granddad. You ain't gonna tell him you took from your granddad. You just take your credit. You just take your credit. Like, this is your peanut. You the lemonade man.
Yeah.
So like, either way, like the tradition of owning your own business is going to move forward. That's dope.
I know, so
Dad, you think our grandkids gonna have podcasts? Heck no, they're gonna be doing something else. They're gonna be doing something else. You think podcasts will be popping? Alright, bet.
They will.
Cool. I'm passing that down.
So I know you mentioned the family motto is Watsons don't give up, right?
Well, never quit.
Never quit. What was one of the earliest lessons that you learned, even just watching, from two parts to this, watching your mother and your father, just when it comes to relationships, right, and love? What's one of the lessons that you learned from seeing them? And then two, business-wise, what's one of the lessons that you learned from your dad or your granddad that you now incorporate into your life?
Okay. So the first one along the lines of, I guess, of my parents' marriage, I would say, so growing up, we moved around a couple times, because, of course, every great business has its lulls, you know what I'm saying? So it took them a while to figure it out. So we moved around a couple times, but then when we got into, like, okay, this is the house that we work for, that showed a lot. My dad, it got to a point where, okay, you whatever you want, I just need a garage. That's what my dad was like. So they were in that position to provide that for me and my sister. I do have an older sister as well, too.
Okay. How old were you when that happened?
I want to say that was 2009. 2009. We finally got to the place where, okay.
So I'm about to say you're a little bit older than.
Yeah.
Well, in comparison to me, when my parents got it first, I was like 5.
Okay. Got you. So that's that question. And part 2, on the business end, so my dad always tells me, everything you do affects everyone else around you. So, a lot of people want to be their own boss, but there's no boss for you. You are the boss. So if you get lackadaisical one day, you don't get that extra 30 minutes of sleep, you're going to miss. So our big target market back home is beauty salons and barbershops. Black people getting their hair done, getting a haircut. You literally walks in, jelly beans, pistachios, drinks, talking to the people.
Yeah.
So, you might miss that window. Okay, if I know noon is prime time and I wanted to get an extra hour of sleep, or I wanted to go out last night, I might miss that prime time. So everything you do affects everyone else around you. So if my dad misses that prime time, that affects the money, that affects the bills, and that affects what I might have growing up. So everything's interconnected. Yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest things I learned from business. Yeah. And making that sacrifice. So I hated getting up on Saturday mornings and making lemonade and packaging peanuts. And my dad also owns a local newspaper back home as well too.
Cool.
So it's called the W Times. So Winston-Salem, and our last name is Watson. So I also have another side hustle that I do. It's called the Lion's Den. So I do have a biblical background. So my father, in addition to being a peanut man, he's also a pastor, as well as both of
the Lion's Den. I can relate.
The Lion's Den. You feel me? So it's
I was hustling.
It was hustling, man. So I would be folding newspapers, and literally I'd ride with him and throw him out the house. I hated it.
Yeah, facts, fair.
But that built me up to the person I am today. So I have that discipline that instilled in me. I couldn't see it at 9 and 10 and 15, but now I implement those same things in my business. So literally, I'm doing what he was doing. Yeah. So it's all coming full circle now. So I think that's a beautiful thing to see. But with the Lion's Den, that's like my freelance writing and graphics services. So if you need an article, a feature story, I make the logo for Sweet Life. If you need graphics, promotional flyers. So my dad was he was a trapper, so we trapping as well too now.
That's dope, bro.
In addition to having 9 to 5, do work in higher ed. But yeah, man, we get into it.
That's dope, man.
We get into it.
This is amazing, man. I'm loving all this right.
The black energy.
Yeah, I wasn't.
What you expecting him to be a failure?
No, I wasn't expecting the generations of knowledge of that. You don't see it a lot.
You don't. Sure. So like literally one of my questions would be like, where your motivation come from? For the simple fact you don't see it a lot. Yeah. But I feel like as a parent, your parents.
Yeah, it was in the crib. I've never seen anything different. I call my parents. So my dad is my coach, and my mom is the cheerleader. So growing up, I played basketball. I wasn't like a superstar or anything, but I was on the team. I was in public speaking. I would have speech events, things of that nature. So my dad would always be like, "All right, that was cool, but what are we gonna do next week? Let's go back to the blueprint. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see how we can get better. Because you're only as good as your.
You can't be comfortable.
You can't be complacent. You're only as good as your last performance. And even growing up now, you're only as good as your next performance. Because that was cool what you did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. What's next for us?
What's next? Like, you're going to drop 30 points. Okay, but what you going to do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying?
Because the world don't stop.
Nope.
Neither do your bills, all that.
Exactly.
I think, I had 2 questions. I had 2 points to make. I want to say this before I forget. I would like for you to hit on sort of that mentality in finding like minds, or not finding like minds, but learning to exist within that. Like you have friends or homies or people, classmates, and like, okay, they don't think like me, not saying they think bad or anything, but like they just raised different for whatever reason, but you're either friends with them anywhere or like you're either loner. So I do want to touch on that. And then also I just want to say, if you want to speak on this too, Danny, I know for me, something like that would have made a huge difference in my life. Like my dad, I ain't gonna say, well, I'll just say both my parents, I don't remember exactly who told me. they were just like, don't cut up in school, make good grades, we good. Like, that was pretty much all. It wasn't like, okay, you made a B, do better. Like, you made an A, make an A+. It was none of that pushing me to the next level.
Gotcha.
So because of that, and especially me knowing that, like, I was more than capable. Like, even to this day, I'm probably more than capable than half the things I'm doing right now. But because of how I grew up, it was just like, all right, I can get by better than the average by doing my bare minimum.
Yeah.
So since I'm better than the average by doing my bare minimum, why am I going to elevate it? And even if I elevate it, now I'm 3 steps instead of 1 step above it. So why don't you take it 10 steps higher?
Right.
So like, I'm just conditioned like that. So now my life is focused on making sure I don't fall into that hole of just being complacent or settling, making sure that I'm giving it my all. Like, okay, you did accomplish this, but can you push further? Can you keep going and not until you can't go no more?
Yeah.
So I think that's something I had to teach myself that I probably that would have changed so much in my life. But I mean, I am who I am today for a good reason. But I just thought that was interesting that you said that. I know I didn't have that.
For me, it was, my mom and my dad got divorced. So for me, school was, my mom always told me, if you don't get good grades, get a scholarship, you ain't going to college.
Okay.
So I knew that from 3rd grade. So I always
My parents never talk about college.
See, my mom was like, look, you getting out of here,
Get out my house.
yeah, you getting out of here, go to college. Like, so she made sure, like, school-wise, that was my motivation. But I was also in the sports. Like, baseball was my first love, and I honestly feel like I could have gone pro in baseball. But once my mom and dad got divorced, I didn't have anybody to like really push me athletically to, you need to do this, or practice. I'm practicing by myself. I'm playing in the neighborhood. Like, I'm just playing for the sport of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't any extra push outside of academically. So I feel like if I had that kind of coach cheerleader balance, maybe my life could have been completely differently.
I would just took a coach.
Yeah.
Coach me, nigga. Like, coach me. Help me. Yes. Help me, please.
Yeah. Because my mom is she's gonna support me no matter what.
Exactly.
But sometimes you need somebody like, get up, do these push-ups, let's go run these miles.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that. I didn't have that. So I got to the college level. That was good enough.
Yeah.
But
I don't, and this is no shade to my parents, cause I love them. I just think they're good with me not getting in trouble. I guess it's like their background stuff, so not selling drugs, not shooting nobody, not getting in a bunch of fights. Like, keep your head on. That was keeping your head on straight for them. And also, I was doing that. They felt good. I think, again, I've never asked them or had that conversation, but so. Yeah, again, it was no coach, no cheerleader. I mean, they came to games and stuff, of course, but like, good job. Oh, this is what you like? We're going to support you with that. I want to say something I've never said before, just because this is such a good episode. Why not? The one thing they did do or did put me in was a beauty pageant.
You remember?
Jaheim is wilding right now. Jaheim wilding right now.
You remember first Sunday? I don't think I would have told that.
Right. But listen, hey, something in them days. I don't care what you say. Something in it.
You got the Daniel Cross earring.
The truth serum will set you free, brother. And I need to get this off my chest. So if you don't mind, stop interrupting me.
Talk about it. Speak on it.
So what it was is I have a sister that's 2 years older than me. And so my dad, he wasn't like an absent father, but he was literally always working.
Okay.
So like when I'm in school or outside of school, he was at work. Like when I'm home, he was at work. When I'm in school, that's when he rested. So like he wasn't really around, so it was really my mom raising us.
Gotcha.
Because of that, it's easier instead of taking my sister to cheerleading practice and me to basketball or whatever else, put them in the same night. Now, granted, you alright? So again, it wasn't no cheerleading. So me and my sister both did karate.
Okay.
And then
said that first.
yeah, my bad. So like my bad. So me and my
my
sister both did karate, and then when we got elementary school, like we had a little school pageant or whatever. And of course, again, she's 2 years older than me, so like I would. They're on Facebook. My mom tags me in these every year on Facebook. Every year. Like they're there. It shouldn't be, but nobody knows what it's from. So I'm finished story though. So
Facebook is a scary place.
very scary. especially memories.
Yeah.
So anyway, my sister came in like, she placed in like top 3, like 2nd or 3rd when she was in 2nd grade, and I'm in kindergarten. So then I'm in 1st grade, I think, and then she goes to 3rd grade, so she's still in it. And so my mom was like, here, because they had a boy side, like not like I'm doing it with girls, they had a boy side, so here, you're doing this. So I don't even remember the talk.
Sure.
Like, I know, Mom, let me do it. But alright, I mean, if we being honest with this second the truth here,
Talk about it.
I was competitive. So I'm like, I was
You wanted to be the
competitive.
prettiest one.
No, I wanted attention. Like my mom and everybody was giving my sister attention. It's like,
Okay.
what about me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
so what about me? And so that was I wasn't really too bugged out about one, 'cause I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
2 is because like, okay, I'm getting some attention now. And lo and behold, I came in 1st place. Like, so the pictures, I have a
So
crown, I have the little sash that say 1st
Can we
place.
use that for the cover?
No, we cannot. That is a hideous.
What's that?
I'll think about it, but
Miss Mars, can we please
Yes,
get that?
I have
expedited
my glasses.
expeditiously,
Well, my
expeditiously.
glasses were probably
Expeditiously.
my glasses were probably your shape, and they're like a little bit bigger at that time. And again, I was outside playing sports and everything, so I was way lighter than this. And you just see big glasses, big head, got big grown to my head. Like, it's horrible. I'll find a way to show. It's worse than the picture Jamie got as the contact photo. Like, it's bad. So I don't know how he got on that, but I was in the
You
pack.
wanna tell your
Oh,
truth?
I had a cheerleader one time in my life. It was when I was
You
in
was
the
a
pack.
cheerleader.
No, my mom was my
Oh,
cheerleader.
that was good.
My mom's my cheerleader and my
That
coach.
was good.
No, my mom's my
Say,
cheerleader.
please stop drinking that.
Yeah,
lemonade.
I can see that.
My fault, y'all. That's bad. My fault. It's bad.
My mom was my cheerleader and my coach,
Oh.
specifically in that moment, and it led me to a victory of 1st place. So if I had that more, maybe I would have more 1st place. I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
That was
All
really
right,
hard.
that's enough talking for me today.
That was very hard, bro, man. It was something.
I want him to tell us about his friends, like the
Oh,
friends.
yeah,
circle and all
yeah,
that.
Oh yeah. So me, I'm a member of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the Miami Utah chapter at UNC Charlotte. I think coming through school, joining that fraternity helped me surround myself around like-minded individuals. So they're definitely on the same trajectory as me. Even my core friends right now are my brothers. Best friend, roommate, and my co-owner of Sweet Life Lemonade, my boy Andre Saunders. My circle is pretty close knit, pretty tight. So there's a lot of people that don't really get. A lot of people might know Danny from, it's Danny from IG. He be dancing wild now at the parties, but like not real. Not a lot of people on that same wavelength.
They don't really know you.
Exactly.
But has it always been that way, or did you have to like build up? Like, and then another question I have. I think I have a few more questions.
Can you answer one question?
Bro, he's an intriguing individual. What you want from me? What you want from me? I'll go ahead, finish.
So I guess just going through school, I was like, when I got to UNC Charlotte, I said I'm about to take over this campus. So I had it, like my dad and my mom had instilled it in me like throughout, K through 12. So when I got to school, I was like, I'm gonna be a honor guide, be a tour guide. I want to do the SAFE program, that's a peer mentoring program that I was a part of, and I want to be an orientation counselor. So the Greek thing didn't come up until late freshman year. I was like, okay, they kind of about something. Cause I was really against it at first, but I was like, okay, they kind of about something. So if I was gonna do the thing, I'm trying to be MT. But I was like the trendsetter that freshman year. So I was doing everything.
2014.
2014. Yeah, everything I said I was gonna do, I did. And then people would see that. So then that's when people started, I guess, gravitating towards me. So they were like, okay, that's something that I want to do too. So Danny's going down the right pathway. So I'm trying to be with that. So that kind of came to me, people that.
That's a leader.
Yeah.
By example.
And that's what it is. And I think everybody has that potential. So I wouldn't say, you're a natural born leader, but I think everybody has that inside of them. It just takes the certain people, group, organization to bring that out of you.
Yeah.
Belief and confidence.
Security.
So as I went through, I did everything I said I was gonna do, and the right people ended up where they needed to be, and right next to me. So
Law of attraction.
straight like that, man.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how many questions you got, but I'm gonna try to make this one my last. What was your biggest obstacle in life? Whether that was like, okay, I have this mindset and I got these friends around me, but maybe the girls don't understand because I'm so focused on this, or was it, just anything. What's the biggest challenge that you had, and like if you could go back and give yourself advice before you got into that obstacle, like what would it have been?
I would say, so I graduated from University of Charlotte May 2018. So I actually did it was like a Wells Fargo suit program. So basically, our common thread is what it's called. So like the 2 months before your graduation, we got to meet with these, like me and 3 other guys, a couple of my brothers actually. So we got to meet with this tailor, got this tailored suit, Italian, like down to the T, dress shoes, and they took us on like these different sessions. So we would go to Roof Chris to teach you how to eat, etiquette, dinner etiquette. And we got to meet some executives at Wells Fargo. So mind you, I majored in mass media communication, so I was always minored in journalism. So I was always going down that track. But it was a cool program. Like, why not? Why not? So I got to sit down with these Wells Fargo executives, and they were black men, and they were talking about how at work I'm Carl, but after work I'm C Money, and I was like, yo, I cannot do this.
I was proud of that,
and they was proud of it. So
I mean, that's true.
But it is true. It is true. It's definitely true.
But I think the older generation is embracing that more than us. It's like, okay, we're 100%. Done being Carl. I'm C Money here, I'm C Money at home, but there's a professional C Money, there's a personal C Money, right. But I'm still C Money regardless. It
was like, in the sense, they were like selling their soul. Like, I am in the second place at work, and at home I'm turned it up. Yeah. So I was like, oh no, there's no way I can do this. So so like that first 2 months, like after I graduated, I didn't have a job.
Yeah. Didn't
have a job. So I felt like I should have prepared myself a little bit more for life after college. And I even think
I had that same struggle.
Right. So I think a lot of us, come into okay, I'm ready to graduate. Hold on, what I'm about to do?
I was grocery shopping at Dollar Tree for a minute.
I honestly don't think college prepares you. You look back at it, at the age you're at right now, you think like, because for us, 18 years old, when you start college, that was 10 years, 10, 11 years for us. So like, imagine an 18-year-old knowing what they want to do with their life. Yeah. And you mean to tell us we're supposed to go to school and know it? Like, I don't... Yeah. So I think if anything, college is an opportunity to figure out, how to live and be on your own. But as far as knowing what you want to do, it's like, nah.
And I feel like that's exactly what I did. So I always go by. So there was a mentorship program that I was part of called Collegian 100. So the leader for that program, his name was Solomon Franklin, real good guy. He always said, it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. So a lot of people hear that the first 2 parts of that, but don't think of the third part. So like. Drake. We all love Drake. I'm not sure y'all Drake is okay. The greatest artist of our generation. On that hill, I will die.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, long as we put Cole in
Kanye West doesn't exist.
Forget
Kanye West. I mean,
Drake is ready for Kanye. I'm not. Like, come on.
We can get into that. So of course we all know Drake, but Drake doesn't know us. So Drake is not about to send us tickets to go hang out.
Yeah.
Right. So it's who knows you. So I feel like I took full advantage of that in school through my organization. So I've had 2 jobs since graduating from school. I actually walked without a master's program, without a master's degree. So I'm now working higher ed, and I have no master's degree behind my name. It's literally just me, off of the strength of connections I made at University of Charlotte. So I worked at University of Charlotte for a year. I got a call like 2 months after I graduated. Like literally like June, I started in July. Hey, you trying to come here and help run this program? Did that for a year of temporary, permanent job, or temporary, permanent temp job. So I did that for a year. Then I transitioned over to now where I'm at Johnson C. Smith University. So the dean of students there is a frat, and he knew my former director at University of Charlotte. So everything is connected, interconnected. Like I was saying earlier, everything. So definitely, I just always give advice to anybody. You treat people well, because you never know when you're gonna need them. You never know when you're gonna need them.
And so that's something that we had an episode with Ryan and Odell, and because I would talk about how, like, if I didn't, well, this is kind of separate, but if I didn't see anything in a woman that I was talking to, I would just immediately cut it off. He was like, why don't you just be friends with her? You never know what could happen. Like, if you might need her. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of changed our perspective when I deal and come around people like, damn, you really never know when you might need this person, who they might know. And if you give them a good vibe, they could be the person that changed your life.
That's real. Whether that encounter is 5 seconds, 5 minutes, weeks, hours, years, you never know. I think everybody that we encounter it definitely has some significance to our life.
Facts.
I'm with y'all 100% on that, and it's not even for me. It's not you never know when you might need them. It's more just genuine, be a good person. Like in general, sure you never know when you might need them, but like even if you never need them, you sowed that seed. So maybe they're having a rough day, you were nice to them. Now they're having a good day, or maybe they're having a good day, and then that just inspired them to spread more happiness or whatever the case may be. So I think we should challenge everybody just like be ourselves and be good people, and hopefully they'll be like, man, I was around somebody, they're really cool. I need change. I need to step my game up because I was annoyed over something, blah blah. This person's living life. I know they going through worse. Like you don't be yourself, be a good person.
A good book that I read about that is called that kind of furthered that thought. It's called The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. You should check it. It's a super quick read. You can probably read it in a week, if that. But it's a fiction book, but it's about this guy who, he's an elderly guy. He spends his whole life working at like a county fair. He's like one of the mechanics that fixes the rides. So he thinks his life had no meaning. He ends up dying trying to save a girl, and he goes to heaven, and he meets 5 people that he helped impact their life, but he never knew. Like he met a guy that he stopped from killing himself, but he just literally just had a 5-second interaction with him on the pier by his job, and him just talking to him helped him from jumping off. But he never knew. Never saw him after that.
That's wild.
And that's why
that's wild. I'm tapping in there. I'm actually adding to the notes here.
Yeah. That's why I like that sticker you got. God got us. That's why I believe in. I tell my friends. I tell my girlfriend. I tell anybody. It's like you may not get what you think you're getting, but you don't know the significance of it. Like not in that moment. No matter like we ran this morning. Sure, it means we did it. We was up active, but that may start a habit of literally us doing it more. Or just building our stamina. So like 6 months from now, we doing something we never thought we could do actively. Like, or we go to a doctor and they say, "Oh, you're doing healthy. You were this close to something." You don't know. So do your thing. Be a good person. Be active because you never know.
Yeah.
So
let's go, man. But we good on time, bro. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate you tapping in.
Appreciate
y'all. Keep in contact.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Might have to get another batch though.
I'm definitely getting the batch. I'm definitely getting the batch.
I'll make the drive over here, man. No doubt.
Oh, I'll pull up.
Yeah.
I'll pull up for sure.
I appreciate it, man.
That was fantastic right there. I can't wait.